All right, this afternoon I have the privilege of interviewing our esteemed guide here, Lyimo. And Lyimo operates out of the Keys Hotel?
Yeah, I operate at the Keys Hotel. This is my 9th year as a Keys guide.
Lyimo, what does Kilimanjaro mean?
Kilimanjaro is a combination of two words. Kilima, which is a Kiswahili word, which means a mountain, and Njaro is a Maasai word, which means water. So if you combine the two words, you get source of water, and hence Kilimanjaro is our source of water down in Moshi and other parts surrounding Moshi town.
And how did you first hear about Kilimanjaro? Did you grow up in Moshi town?
Yeah, I was born in the foots of this mountain about 50 years ago in Marangu village. Marangu village is about 40 kilometers from Moshi town. That is where I was born. Then I moved to Moshi as a green pasture. You know, people go all over the world. They have been in so many places, and I think my last place now is in Moshi now. I've moved to so many places. So this is not my first place to be. Before I came to Moshi, I was born in Marangu village. Then after my primary school, I went to Nairobi for my further education because one of my sisters is married there. Then I stayed there from 1978 to 1985-86. Then I came back to Marangu.
Marangu.
Yeah.
Okay, and so how did you first find the mountain?
I first found my mountain. It was something I was not after studying. Really, my profession is a teacher. I was a teacher.
What subject?
I taught biology, geography, Kiswahili as a language, English also as a language, and literature in English. Those were my subjects which I taught in secondary school. And also they were my favorite subjects when I was in secondary school. Yeah. So I dropped the teaching due to some circumstances, by payment, delaying of the salaries. So I dropped that profession. But I'm still a teacher. I teach people up here. After dropping the teaching career, I didn't come straight here. I did so many things in my life. Some petty business. Then after that, I became here. I came here to try the mountain. Yeah.
So did you start as a guide, or did you get hired as a porter, or how did you get into being a guide here?
Fortunately, I started straight as a guide, as a junior guide. I had about 9 trips here as a junior guide. Then after qualifying, I went for a medical training. Just a light medical training as far as mountain sickness is concerned. Then after that, after a year, I became a senior guide. And right now I'm a senior guide.
And how many years have you been a senior guide for?
I can say 7 years.
How many treks up the mountain do you think you've led in those 7 years here?
Oh, man. You can just imagine for 1 month I get about 3 trips during high season. So you can just do a simple arithmetic. 3 per month times 7 years. You can get the answer. Roughly, how many trips are those? 210?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is everyone different, or does it change every time, or is it the same every time?
The clients, yeah, I get different kinds of clients from different countries. Some, I can say, they don't differ a lot, but they are, I can say there are some who are much more communicative, you see. Some are more quiet, you see. But I like your type. Inquisitive, talkative. In that way, I learn more.
Yeah, well, we learn a lot from you, so we appreciate
I also
you.
learn a lot from you. Your father is a geologist here. Your husband is a pilot, so we get different clients every day. And every different client, you learn different things.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
Where do most of your clients come from?
Most, I can say, come from South Africa, you know, is our neighboring country. Then USA second, third, I think Canada, then UK, Great Britain, then follows this. But we get a lot of clients from USA, Canada, and South Africa.
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting. What route do you guide on the most?
I am a full licensed guide. That means I can guide in any route. We have 6 routes here. Start with Marangu route, which they normally call the Coca-Cola route. Then we have the Rongai route. We have Machame route, the one we are right now. We have Umbwe route, which they also call Whiskey route. We have Londrosi route and the Lemosho route. So I can guide in all the routes. I'm a full licensed guide.
And is there one route in particular that you enjoy the most?
Yeah, most I enjoy Machame route and all the camping routes, because all the 5 routes are camping. Only one route is a lodge route, which is Marangu route.
Oh.
So I like camping. I like camping very, very much. A lot of funny things, a lot of adventures. Then apart from that, camping has a lot of camping. I can say it's you get I've forgotten
The experience?
you get more experience, and the sceneries are much more good than the lodge route. And also privacy. You get your privacy because you have your own tent to sleep in. You don't have to share lodges with others.
Yeah.
So in that way I like camping.
So tell me about one of the best adventures you've had. One of the treks that stands out most to you, an experience that stands out most to you on the mountain, good or bad.
Yeah.
Take your time.
I think one which I'll never forget. I had 6 clients from USA. I think it's about 4 years ago. Then I happened to have 2 out of 6 who were sick.
Oh.
They started being sick at Barranco. That is 3rd day at Barranco. Then we had to come up here and take that route down to Mweka. You know, when we started at 9 a.m. and I arrived at home next day early in the morning at 5 o'clock. So I walked all morning, all day, and all night walking. It was very, very tiring. I've never had such a trip since I started being a guide. That is in my memory. From New York, from New York, 6 of them. And after that, one of them had a wedding at Keys.
No way!
Yeah.
They got married after that?
Yeah, they had arranged for that. The bride did not come up here. We were with the groom here. Then when we arrived there on the last day, they made their wedding. Funny enough, they had their own pastor. So it was a short ceremony.
Was he still sick?
No, after getting down,
he was okay. Fine.
Yeah. So they married. So that is something I remember up to now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the altitude sickness. Do you see a lot of clients get sick, or do most handle it okay, or do they go pole?
We go pole, and I can say mountain sickness are very seldom here. I can say perhaps for the whole season I can have only 1 case or 2. So it's something which is very, very seldom, and once it happens, I know the symptoms. So I take quick reaction to make sure that the person goes down immediately with immediate effect before it gets too bad.
Right.
Yeah.
And what are the symptoms?
the symptoms are many, because up here we have HES and HEP. We have high altitude pulmonary edema, and we have low altitude high altitude cerebral edema. So we have cerebral edema and pulmonary edema. Those are the major diseases up here. The symptoms are almost the same. Continual coughing, dizziness, severe headache, vomiting. You can either get all of them or one of them. But not all the coughing symbolize that is perhaps it's cerebral edema or pulmonary edema. We have to be careful to monitor and see whether it is continuous. Even the vomiting, it must be continuous. Sometimes you may have just a mild headache, and once you drink enough water and perhaps have some painkiller tablets, it goes. But the severe one,
so you have to worry about.
Yeah, we have to worry about it, and we fix it by giving you oxygen and Dex. We have a tablet which called it a magic tablet. It's called dexamethasone. We administer with dexamethasone, oxygen and water, and after that you have to go down.
You have to go down.
Yeah. We also use a PAC here. PAC, you know, yeah, it's called portable altitude chamber, or the gamma bag. That one is mostly used when the weather does not allow people, the rescue to take place. Sometimes it is raining, snowing, so we put you in the chamber. And also we use the chamber when we are in scarcity of oxygen. Sometimes we may go low of oxygen, then we use the chamber to make sure that we put you there until the weather allows us to take you down also. Yeah.
So you've led all these different routes and all these different trekkers. Let's talk about this route. What's your favorite day on the Machame route?
Yeah, my favorite day is tomorrow, the summiting night, then the last day going home.
Days 6 and 7.
6 and 7. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm very excited to take you up tomorrow. That is in my mind now.
Yep.
How it is going to be. Always optimistic that you're going to make it. Then after summiting, very happy.
Yes.
Looking forward to go back home after 7 days.
Yeah,
so I have 2 favorite days, day 5 and day 7.
And day 7 you get to see your family again. Yeah. So what does this mountain mean to you and your family?
It means a lot to me. I get my bread for my family and myself from this mountain. I educate my kids from this mountain. Food, medical care, clothes, house rents, everything. Although sometimes it's not enough, but all in one, it means a lot to my life and also to my family's life.
And I know my dad keeps saying you two are the old guys, but you're getting close to retiring. What will your last trek up Kilimanjaro be like?
If God wishes, my last trip will be me, my wife and my kids. That will be my last trip. If God wishes, I'll plan to do that.
Have you ever done it with your wife or kids?
No.
Oh.
That's why I want to take them up here so that they can know how I have been winning their bread.
Oh, yes.
See, they have to know how high I've been toiling.
Yeah.
How difficult it is. So that they could say, oh, Baba, sorry for everything. They just wait for me down, get their what they need, perhaps the school fees, clothes and everything, but they don't know how I get it. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for being my interview subject. It's been a pleasure being on your tour and as our guide here.
Okay,
so
thank you too.
We appreciate it. Can you sign off in Swahili?
Asante sana. Asante sana. Karibu tena.